right, guys. Hey, Point Slope Form Part 2, one of the greatest sequels ever made. So day 6 is all about reviewing that right there, point slope form. The newest form we introduced, of course, we remember slope-intercept form. That was y equals mx plus b. Point slope form is a little bit different. So just as a reminder, we know with slope-intercept, you've got y equals mx plus b. It gives you the slope, gives you the y-intercept. Point slope is a little bit different. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And there are three key components here. There is the slope, m. There is the point, x1, y1, that we can pull out of this equation to know that, hey, this is a point on our line. Yeah, this is a point on our line. We pull out the x1, y1 and create a point that we know is on there. So that right there, and then of course m are our three biggies. So I look down here and I say, okay, we've got a line that passes through 1, negative 4. Okay, there's x1, y1, that's the point on my line, and has a slope, m, of 3. What's an equation of that line in point slope form? Okay, so we're rocking this form up here. That would represent our line. So I say, okay, y minus, instead of y1, we know y1 is negative 4, equals m, which is our slope, 3, parentheses, x. You notice how x and y stay x and y? They represent all the other points that are on our line. x1, y1 represents a specific point. So x minus x1, where x1 is, okay, 1. And normally this is good. I like this. The only problem is when you subtract a negative, that becomes a plus. So I'm going to bring this over here, and really, let's turn that into a plus. We know that's really what's going on. And there you go, guys. There's number 1. As for number 2, ooh, I like this one. They want us to graph this equation right here. So we need to pull out the three things that this equation gives us. It gives us our slope, it gives us the x-coordinate of a point on this line, and it gives us the y-coordinate of a point on this line. So we need the slope, and then we need our point. It's a terrible parentheses, x1, y1. Let's do the easiest one first. Boom. Negative 2 is our slope. And if we're going to graph this, probably better put that over 1, right? So we can do a little rise over run action. But here's the thing. We can't use our slope until we get our points. Now that's going to come from x1, y1. So I look here and I say, okay, x minus, there's x1. Boom, 2. And then should be y minus y1. Ooh, that's a plus 3. Oh, it's kind of like with this up here. This is really y minus negative 3. Y1 is really negative 3. And so now we plot our points. Right 2, down 1, 2, 3. So there's our point at 2, negative 3. We got that one. And now we're going to use our slope. Looks like down 2, right 1. So down 1, 2. I'm going to do this in a different color so you guys can kind of see. Down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1, down 2, right 1. We also could go up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1, up 2, left 1. Voila, there's our line. Now these next two seem pretty easy until you kind of get to looking for the slope. We want to write the point slope form of an equation for a horizontal line that passes through, here's our point. So you say, okay, I see x1, y1. That's not a problem. 5 and negative 2. The issue is we need to write this in point slope form. That means we need the slope. Where's the slope? We only have 1 point. We don't have a graph. Oh, it's a horizontal line. Guys, what do we know the slope of a horizontal line is? That's a good old 0. And so when we go to write our equation, we have the slope, we have the points. So we're going to go y minus, -2. Y minus -2, that really becomes a plus 2 equals our slope, 0, times x minus x1. Now I'm going to let you guys try number 4 for me. You can pause the video. Let's see if you guys got this. So y minus a horizontal line. So we know we got a slope of 0, but that's not where this 0 comes from. That comes from y1. Y minus 0 equals our slope, 0 times x minus x1, which is 6. Now, down here, you're probably thinking, frick. We got to pull the point slope form out of a graph. Not really. They give you the slope, they give you x1, they give you y1. It's literally the exact same thing you were doing up here, except you don't have to figure out what the slope is. They give it to you. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to write out number 1, y minus y1. That's this point right here. The y coordinate's -2, so that becomes plus 2, equals our slope. It says a slope of up 3, right 1, so slope of 3, times x minus, another negative, becomes a plus 1. That's all you're doing here, guys. We're writing the equation in point slope form when you're given the points and the slope. So I want you guys to see if we can I want you guys to knock out these 9. I know it's more than I usually give, but they are all pretty similar. So we're going to try these 9 problems. Go ahead and pause, guys, to try these 9 problems. Let's see if you guys can master this. We're going to master this by the end of it. I got this done in about 1 minute and 8 seconds. So I should have asked you to time yourself to see how fast you could do it. But even though I did them kind of quick, I made sure to check to see if they were right. So double check yourselves here, guys, on these 9 problems. Hopefully you're feeling pretty good about these 9 problems here. You can pause the video if you need to check them, but we're going to go ahead, guys. Again, if you had a chance to pause and look over, we're going to go to the back page. And really, we just have a few problems on the back. Not nearly as many. But they do get a little bit trickier. So we want to know, what is an equation? Point slope form, there it is again. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. You're going to be hearing that in your sleep. So first thing we need to figure out a slope. So, hey, we got some rise over run action here. Remember, start with the left point, go to the right point. So we go up 1, 2, 3. So up 3. And then over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We went right 6. Okay, so slope's going to be 3 over 6. Now, you guys know what that reduces down to. 3 is half of 6. That's 1/2. Okay. Now, as for our points, we have 2 of them. So what do we know? What do we know if you have 2 points? Is there a right choice? Nope. Either point works. And in fact, I'm going to do both examples. You don't have to. Choose one. But I am going to do both because I'm a try-hard. That's what I do. So I'm going to do both of these. So for 4, y minus 4 equals 1/2, parentheses, x minus 4. If you chose that one, there you go. And then this one down here, y minus 1 equals same slope, 1/2, x, minus a -2, going to become plus 2. So here's if you chose that point. and here is if you chose that point. Kind of cool. You get options. Both those are technically right. Now here comes my favorite problem of the day. I love this problem. I love it. I'm going to give you guys, let's take about a minute to 2 minutes, and I want you to read over what's going on here. And do some highlighting if you want to. Wages. So, the amount of time Julio's working and how that correlates to his wages. So, we want to figure out how are his wages connected to how much he works. And here's the tricky part. We're going to want to eventually write an equation in slope-intercept form that gives Julio's wages at any time. So we're going to write an equation that represents the pattern, the line that his earnings, the slope that his earnings are forming. And then we're going to have to tell what that slope and y-intercept means. So two things. We need to come up with slope-intercept form, and then we need to tell what the slope and the intercept represent. Here's the problem, though. I don't see B. There's no y-intercept. There's nowhere where x is 0 and we have a number for y. So we have no B here because we know hours worked is our x, wages are our y. I don't see anywhere where x is 0. See 5, 10, 15, 20, no 0. But we can start, remember yesterday? We can start in point slope form. That's right, we can start in point slope form. All we need is a point and the slope. Now to find the slope, if we got some x's and y's, I'm thinking x1, y1, x2, y2. Could we maybe bust out to find the slope, little slope formula? Sure, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So y2, 210 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And I'm going to give you guys a chance to see what you end up getting for our slope here. So that'd be 80 over 5. And I believe 80 over 5 would be 16. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and use what we labeled x1, y1 as our point. So there's our x1, there's our y1. So now with our slope, I'm going to go y minus y1, 130, equals our slope, 16 times x minus x1. We got 5. And so there's point slope form. The problem is we want slope intercept form. So let's flash back to day 5. We said on day 5 you got to do two things. Let me go back there if you need to see it. To get from here to here, we need the distributes and then take whatever's beside y and move it over. That's how we get slope intercept form. So I look back and I say, all right, let's do it. We'll distribute. So y minus 130 equals 16 times x, 16x, 16 times negative 5. Do that in your calculator. Hey, that's going to be negative 80. And we're so close to slope-intercept form. Remember, that is y equals mx plus b. So close. We got to get y by itself, though. And right now we got y with our negative 130 chilling here. So how can we get rid of that negative 130? That's right. Let's add it. Hey. So we're going to add 130 to both sides. You end up with y equals 16x. Negative 80 plus 130 would be plus 50. So there's our slope-intercept form. And we know our slope. We found that at the beginning. That's 16. We've known that for a hot minute. But now B, we know that's 50. And remember, B is our y-intercept. That's where x is 0. So this is really 0, 50. And so, guys, how do we interpret this? What do the slope and y-intercept represent? Look at all this awesome work we've done. Well, we know the slope. Let's take it over here. We know the slope is going to be how much he's making per hour. So this man's making $16 per hour. That's what we know our slope's telling us. Now, as far as our y-intercept's telling us, if x is 0, oh shoot, x is the number of hours worked. If x is 0, we don't, how much money, what's his y? His y is still 50. That means if he works 0 hours, how much money is he still making? If he works 0 hours, he's still getting paid $50. That's unbelievable. Sign me up for that gig. He works 0 hours, he still gets paid $50. That's pretty dang nice. And so, guys, we're going to close with this final section down here. And again, I apologize that this did not print bigger and easier for you to see. So if you need to, you can highlight where the axes are. Here's our x-axis and y-axis. The y-axis is just to the right of this, and the x-axis is just above these numbers. So remember, guys, we did one of these on our first page, right here. So we'll do a quick reminder here. We know our slope, just looking at this, is going to be 2/1. And our points, we got to watch out for any negatives or any pluses. So x1 is going to be right here. Ooh, that's a plus. Frick. So we know that's going to be a -1. And our y is going to be y minus y1. Hey, that's a negative, just what we want. So that 3 must be positive. If it's subtraction, that means we didn't plug in a negative. So now we plot our point first. We start at the origin and we go left 1, up 1, 2. I'll do this in a different color. Left 1, up 1, 2, 3. And there is our points. From there, you're just using your slope. Up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1, up 2, right 1. Or you could go down 2, left 1, down 2, left 1. And so if you'd like to, you are more than welcome to try. If you want some practice, you can try 2 and try 3. And we can check those at a later date. But guys, you did it. That's day 6. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, please email me. Don't forget, Chapter 3 Delta. Got to be getting that done. Got to. Biggest part of our grade outside of tests. Thank you very much.